Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be helping you to prepare for the NBT test, right? Since the nature of the test is 3 hours, I'm going to be cutting the videos into parts. Ne? For example, here I'm going to do the first 8 questions, and then on part 2, I'm going to be proceeding, right? So make sure that you watch all the parts. Ne? Perfect. So the first question, they want us to simplify this. Okay, we have 3 to the power n plus 1 minus 3 to the power n plus 3 to the power n minus 1. Right, they want us to see or determine which value is this going to be equals to. Right, so always when you add or subtract exponents, you have to separate them like this. So this one here will separate to 3 to the power n plus 3 to the power 1. Then this one is already by itself. Then we have plus 3 to the power n dot 3 to the power minus 1. Right. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to use a calculator. Calculator is not allowed. Ne? They showed you there. Awesome. And then there will always be something common, either a common factor or it will be a trinomial or difference of two squares. Let's check what type of factorization do we have in this case. Ne? So if you check, we have 3 to the power n here. You also have 3 to the power n there. You also have 3 to the power n there. So all those are common. Ne? So I'm going to take them out as a common factor. So I have 3 to the power n. And then you have here, you have 3 left, because remember, the common factor is going to cancel, right? This guy will cancel. So you're left with this guy here. Here, because this guy was alone, you are left with 1. So we have minus 1. Then we have plus. I'm sure we can see that this guy is gone, right? So you're left with minus 3 to the power negative 1, So you have 3 to the power negative 1, which is simply 1 over 3. Remember, 3 to the power negative 1 is the same as 1 over 3 to the power 1. Alright, awesome. So now let's see. Let's create space. Okay. So this must not be there. Now let's see, what does this simplify to? So I have 3 to the power n, and then I'm going to have 3 minus 1, which is 2, plus 1 over 3. And then I have 3 to the power n multiplied by, you can see that this is over 1, so we need to do LCD there. So I'm going to times both the top and bottom by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then it's going to be plus 1 all over 3. Right, and then we have 3 to the power n, then you have 7 over 3. All right, let's go check the options if we don't have this, but I know we can simplify further. Okay, so there's not that option, but we can do this, guys. Remember, this is 3 to the power 1, right? So you basically have 3 to the power n minus 1 times 7. Why? Because remember, this one is on top, this one is at the bottom. So you are dividing the same basis. You need to subtract the exponents. So ladies and gentlemen, we can see that the option for 1 is D. All right. Awesome. So now let's do number 2. Okay. So number 2, they say the area of a triangle ABC is that. Okay, let me draw the scenario here. So we have a triangle here. Okay, wait, let's make it this way. We have a need it to be bigger. Okay, sharp. So we have a triangle here, ABC. You have A, B, C, and then we are given that its area is 18 centimeter squared. And then they are also telling us that BC equals to AC equals to M. Okay, so BC equals to M, and then AC equals to M. And then they want us to find sine C in terms of M. Okay, so let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. So they want us to get sine C basically. Okay, so since they're giving me the area, I already know that I have to use the area rule, right? And I'm going to pick this angle. Why? Because they want sine C, and the area rule is going to include sine C. Obviously, if I pick this angle, I have to use these two sides, right? Sharp. Remember, you take the angle and the sides that forms it. So I'm going to say, okay, area of this triangle is given by this formula: half AC dot BC, then sine C. That is the formula for the area from the area rule in trigonometry. And then A equals to A equals to 18 equals to half. AC is M, BC is M, and then you have sine C. And then obviously we need to multiply, or you can simply say you are dividing. Wait, let's get it. Let's make it right. So we're dividing this 18 by half, right? So 18 divided by half gives you 36. Then this side we're left with m squared, because m times m is m squared, and then sine C. And then you divide both sides by m squared, so that sine C can be by itself. So you can see that, okay, sine C is 36 over m squared. Let's go and see if we have this as an option. 36 over m squared. That is option B, right? So that is option B. Option B. Perfect. And then now, let's try the next question. So the next question, okay guys, I'm going to erase this one so that we have space. Let's just erase this. Okay, so I'm going to also erase there. Perfect. So let's go to 3. So on 3, I'm going to hide that. So on 3, they say if m% of R cars are sold. Okay, let's see how many cars are sold. No? M% of R is basically this. Is basically R multiplied by m%, right? Then this is basically RM over 100. Remember, percent just means divided by 100, right? So this is what I get from this part. And then let's see, they want us to do what? Then they say how many cars are left. Okay, so how many cars are left? Remember, initially we had R cars, then we need to minus the amount we sold to see how much remains, right? So that is how much we sold. Okay, so obviously we need to do LCD here. I'm going to multiply R by 100 so that the bottom can be 100. So I have 100 R minus RM all over 100. And then that is the amount of cars which are remaining. And then let's see what option is this. This is going to be option B. This is going to be option B. Perfect. So we can move on. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. So question 4, they say if the mean of the data values, so these are the data values: x squared plus x. I know I'm going to add it with 3x minus 5, right? And then let's see, I'm going to add it with plus 6 minus 7x. How many data set are this? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I skipped the 5x, ne? So I need to add it as well. Okay, so let's add it there. Plus 5x all over 4. Remember the mean, we divide by the total number of items added. Let's just verify. So this is the first one. Okay, let me use a different color. We have x squared plus x, of which is there. Then you have 3x minus 5, which is there. You have 6x minus 7, which is there. And then I think we added the 5x at the end, which are 4 items. Then they are telling us that the mean is equals to 1. Okay, sharp. So the mean equals to 1. Then the question wants us to determine the median. They say find the median of the data if x is a negative number. Okay, so let's solve for x quickly. So we're going to, on the top here, let's add like terms. This doesn't have a like term, so I'm going to write it the way it is. So we have x squared, and then x plus 3x minus 7x plus 5x. What does that give us? Let's see. It's 1. Then you're going to get 4 there. Then you get 9 there. Then you minus 7. So you have 2x. So it's positive 2x. Right? And then let's see the numbers. It's minus 5 plus 6. That gives us positive 1. Positive 1. Right? All over. Oh, sorry. Plus 1 all over 4 equals to 1. Obviously, you need to multiply that by 4 so that the LCD is all over 4. So you have x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals to 4. You have x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 4 equals to 0. The 4 moves this side. And then you have x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Right? And then we have x squared. Oh, sorry, we need to factorize here. Ne? So we have this. We're going to have x and x. Then we're going to have plus 3 minus 1. Let's verify if we factorize this trinomial properly. Here we're going to have 3x minus x, which gives us 2x. Then we know we factorized it properly. And then we know from the zero product principle, we can say x plus 3 equals to 0 or x minus 1 equals to 0. And then we can see that from here, x equals to minus 3 or x equals to 1. But remember, we are interested in the negative x, right? Sharp. So now we are going to go back up. Let's do this actually. Wait. I need to drag this guy down. Let's drag this down again here. So we know that, okay, the x value is negative 3, right? Okay. So let's substitute negative 3 in all the terms. Here I'm going to have 9 minus, okay, let's use a different color. 9 minus 3, it's 6, so the first term is 6. Here I'm going to have minus 9, because 3 times negative 3 is minus 9. Minus 5, I have minus 14. Right? And then here I have minus 15. And then there we're going to have 6 minus 7 times negative 3. So 7 times negative 3 is negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21 plus 6, you get 27, right? So plus 27, you get a positive 27. All right, perfect. And then now we need to see, okay, let's see, guys. Oh, actually we got the answer. The x value is positive 3, right? The x value is positive 3. I mean negative 3. Sorry about that. Perfect. I think this question was not asked properly. They were supposed to say determine the value of x. Because if we were to find the median here, it's not going to be any of the options in the given data set. Sharp. So they were supposed to say find the value of x, which is negative 3. All right. So now let's do number 5. So on 5, they gave us the derivative. So we are given the derivative of f of x. Then they want us to find the x coordinates of any turning points of the graph of f. Okay. So we know from calculus that we know this. Let me just create the space here. Let me just do this. Okay, sharp. From calculus, we know that for turning points, because the question is wanting turning points, we know that we're looking for where the first derivative equals to 0. So which means x squared plus 1 must be equals to 0, or x minus 3 must be equals to 0, or x plus 2 squared must be equals to 0, right? So let's see now what are the options here. If you check the first one, we're going to have x squared equals to negative 1. This can never be true, right? Because a square is always positive. A square can never be negative. Here we're going to have x equals to 3, which is our first option. And then here is basically like we have x plus 2 equals to 0, or x plus 2 equals to 0. Why? Because we have a square here. It just means this bracket repeated. So the solution for that is just x equals to minus 2. All right. And let's see where we have x equals to 3 and x equals to minus 2. So the best option for 5 is B. Can we see it? X equals to 3 or x equals to minus 2. So the best option is B. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I advise you to pause the video and try the last 3 and then continue. Right. I want to see if we are on the same momentum. Let's do this. Okay, so we've gone to number 6 now. On 6, they say 4 horses are running in a race. In how many different ways can the first 3 positions be filled? Okay, sharp. So obviously this is probabilities, the fundamental counting principle, where 4 items, which are horses in this case, and these 4 items have to fill up 3 spaces. Because they say in how many different ways can the first 3 positions be filled. Okay. So the first position, all the 4 horses have all equal chances. So the first position can be filled by 4 horses. But now that there's 1 horse short, here they can be filled by 3 horses. And then here it can be filled by 2 horses. Do you get it? Think of it this way. Let's say it's horse 1, horse 2, horse 3, horse 4. Here, to fill this position, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 options, right? But after that, it means I took 1 out there. So I'm left with 3 options to fill in here, to fill in there. Then you have to multiply this together. So 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. So the correct option is C. Okay. Awesome. And then now let's do 7. Simplify the expressions cos squared plus cos squared plus tan squared. Okay, let's see what does this simplify into. Okay, guys, always when I see tan squared, I always change to, or always when I see tan, I have to change it to sine over cos. Ne? So here I have cos squared x plus cos squared x, right, multiplied by the tan changes to sine squared x over cos squared x. All right, and then you can see that this cos and that cos will cancel. So we basically have cos squared x plus sine squared x, which is a Pythagorean identity of 1, right? Remember, sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals to 1. So that will be option D, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Perfect. Now let's try the last question of this part, and then part 2 will follow. Ne? Part 2 will follow. So keep on going. There are about, let me check on this question paper. There are about 60 questions in total. Ne? So I only did 8 so that the video doesn't get too long. I'm going to break them down into pieces. All right. So that you can take breaks in between. So now let's check number 8. Okay, this we don't need anymore. So let's check 8, ladies and gentlemen. So for 8, I need you to write this down. Before we do 8, I need you to write this facts down. Right. You need to know this. It's very important. So when you add an odd number plus an even number, what will be the answer? When you add an odd number plus an odd number, what will be the answer? When you add the even number and the even number together, what will be the answer? Right? And then you also need to know what happens when you multiply an even number by an even number. You need to know what happens when you multiply by an odd number with an even number. You need to know what happens when you multiply an odd number with an odd number. All right. If you add an odd number with even, the solution will always be odd. Ne? So odd plus even, it's odd. Odd plus odd, it's even. Even plus even, it's even. You can use like actual numbers to test. For example, this one, let's say 3 plus 2. The answer will be 5, which is an odd. You see? Here, let's say 2 plus 2. The answer will be 4, which is even. Sorry. Here we're going to say 7 plus 7, which is 14, which is even. Here it's 14 plus 14, for example. 14 plus 14 will be 28, which is even, right? When you multiply even with even, obviously the answer will be even. Odd with even, the answer will be even. Odd with odd, the answer will be odd. Ne? That is very, very important to know. And also you need to know with subtraction. O E minus E minus E minus O. And then we can say E minus O. Then let's see what does this ones give us. Ne? Odd and odd. So we subtract odd from odd, you get even. Ne? For example, 11 minus 9, you get 2. Odd, you take out even, you're going to get, let's see, odd minus even. The answer must be odd. Right? If I forget, I always use actual numbers to help me. For example, here I was not sure, but I just used, okay? I said, let the odd number be 3 and the even number be 2. The answer was 1, which is odd. Okay. Even minus even, it's obvious it's even. And then even minus odd, you're going to get odd. Right? Sharp. And then odd to the power even equals to odd. The exponent doesn't matter. As long as the base is odd, you'll always end up with an odd number, né? Just like with even. Even to the power anything except for 1. Né? Okay, let me not use anything actually. Let's say, you can say or then. Né? Even to the power odd or even will always be even. Sure. So it doesn't matter whether the exponent is an even number or an odd number. If the base is odd, the answer will always be odd. If the base is even, the answer will always be even. I hope you wrote this somewhere down. They'll help you in your career of mathematics. Okay. Now let's check this and answer it. Okay. They say if P is an odd number. Okay, P is odd. Okay, whenever I see P, I have odd. Okay, sharp. So now I'm going to simplify all the possible P's that I can see now. P squared, remember I said as long as the base is odd. So here I have odd. Then they say Q is an even number. So I have odd minus even, right? Okay, we'll decide what is that. Odd number minus even number, I think it's odd. Ne? Yeah, it's odd. Yes. Yeah, that should be odd. So this is out. Also, here we have odd plus even. Because the base is odd, the base is even. The output will be odd and even. Adding an odd number with an even number, you get an odd number. So that's out. Right? Let's get this one. So C, multiplication of odd and even, it's even. Even plus even to the power odd plus 1. Odd plus 1 is always even, right? For example, 5 plus 1 is 6, which is even. So the answer will be even. So the correct answer is C. But let's just see D. On D, you have P, which is odd minus even squared. Odd minus even is odd squared. Remember I said as long as the base is odd, the answer will be odd. So this cannot be correct. This cannot be correct. That cannot be correct. So the correct answer is 8. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this with friends and classmates and family who will also be writing the NBT test. Right. I hope this is very, very helpful. Keep on watching for more videos. I'm aiming to solve about 100 videos to help you prepare for NBTs. Aluta continua.